This is part one of my overview videos of stuff that I find interesting. This is my Beretta 96FS, which I received as a birthday present from my wife. Actually, I bought it. She granted me the funds and permission to get this for Christmas one year. I think this was about two or 3 years ago. I don't remember exactly. The reason why we have this one out, which is the Walther P38. This is a World War II era Walther P38. And I'll show you the mark right here. Walther. I don't know if you can see it. We just barely see the marking, World War II. That's the mark CYQ, if I remember correctly, which is which factory it came from. It's very similar to what the Beretta is internally. But again, this is a part one overview video. We're going to, in part two, a more in-depth video and comparison between the two, because I just think it's very, very fascinating, and maybe I'll even compare it to my Glock. And you can see the differences and the similarities between the two. So let's take this, we'll put this aside. I'll try to keep this down to below 20 minutes, my first video, my first YouTube video overall. And bear with me, I'm learning how to edit and make videos. So this is quite a journey, and I'm actually enjoying it, to be honest with you. I really do enjoy making these videos, much more than I thought. Anyway, back to the Beretta. This is a Beretta 96FS, an inox. So 96 versus a 92. Most Berettas full-size frame like this would be a 92. And a 92 is a 9mm, also known as an M9, which was the prior 9mm pistol sidearm for the U.S. military, which has been replaced by the Sig Sauer. I think it's the P365. I have to look that up, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'll put it right here if I'm incorrect on that. But this model, not the finish, but this model was the model for decades for U.S. Army, and this is the model that I trained on, and I'm pretty proficient at this model. I have a certain affinity for this firearm and this design. Not the most practical design, but it definitely is beautiful Italian engineering. Quite a few upgrades I've done on this model also. So safety first, let's check it. Wait, it's on safe. Take it off safe, drop the magazine. These are snap caps, by the way. We'll check it. Clear. Snap cap is not a real cartridge. It's not a real bullet. Also, you can see it's clear. And you can see that how wonderful it is machined. It's just something about this, the smoothness of how the slide racks compared to all my other pistols that I have. It's you could tell the engineering that went into this. Decocking lever, ambidextrous safety. So if you're left-handed, you can hit it from both sides. A couple upgrades that I've done. Now, interestingly, and the Model 96, and we'll get into why it's a 96 and not a 92 in a minute, normally has black furniture and black pieces on it, on all sides here, including the safety, for example. This one did not. This one came with the upgraded silver, aluminum/silver look on it. I upgraded the pistol grips to wood with the inlaid Beretta symbol on it. This was like a black plastic rubber. It was okay, but I think it made it look cheap. I really do like the wood finish much better. You can tell it's very, very nice. And a lot of the 96s have the rounded trigger guard. This one does not. This one has the front grip which it's not very practical, but I like it. And what this is, the 96, is this is a 40 caliber. And I like it also. Let me reach over here to get my little case, because you'll see in here, these are 9mm magazine snap caps. I also have a 9mm slide and but 9mm slide and barrel, which fits directly on this. So this is a barrel and slide to a 96 SB. A little bit different. In a deep dive, I'll detail exactly why this is different, but it works perfectly fine in the 96FS. Really, I could just take this barrel, this 9mm barrel, put it right in here in place of this, and it'll shoot 9mm all day, no problem. The magazines are basically the same. And in here, this is, ding, 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 I'll give you 20 nickels if you could tell what that is just by looking at that round. And I'll tell you in a second, because here's the barrel for it, which I just recently purchased. And this is threaded front barrel. And this would, again, slot right in. And then you just thread it right up. Right. This is for 357 SIG. So really, I have a firearm here. A little closer down here. I have a firearm here that will shoot 3 different calibers. It'll do the original, what it was designed to do, 96 FS, which is 40 caliber. I just happen to have on the gun broker a bid on this wonderfully engineered and beautifully almost brand new upper slide for a 92 SB, which works perfectly fine in this firearm, and with a 9mm barrel, which runs very, very nice. Used, put it on gun broker. And then a brand new, actually I haven't even shot it yet, to be honest with you. I'm dying to shoot this 96 FS barrel for 357 SIG, which will work perfectly fine with the same spring, recoil spring, as in this gun. This one has to have a lighter, since 9mm, less recoil, less chamber pressure. It's going to have a lighter slide for a 9mm. I suspect that if you get a different spring and slide, spring and barrel, you can shoot 380 also from this. Of course, it would have to be very, very light spring, because the chamber pressure and the recoil and the report is just far less for a 380 compared to 9mm, which would make it 4 calibers that you could shoot from this firearm. And they're all basically the same or very similar, cases. All right, very similar. So between 9 and 10mm cases. See, this is a 40 caliber case, which is neck down to a 9mm, which makes it into 357 SIG. And you have the larger. So, I'm sorry, I was comparing 240 caliber. Another jump cut there. So I'll show you the 40 caliber, which is this one, and then hopefully it gets focus. And this is 9mm, and you can see the difference. It's far, far smaller. In fact, you know what? I'll show you all 3. So it would be, as far as case-wise, 9mm, 40 caliber, and this is a 357 SIG, which is a 40 caliber case, neck down for a 9mm round. And as a little aside, 357 SIG. It was supposed to be an analog for 357 Magnum in a automatic pistol. And then 380 would be basically a lighter or short version of this. So it would be a 9mm Kurz, or short, 9mm short version of 9mm, just a little bit smaller, less powder, basically. I'm sure with the right spring and barrel and chamber, well, barrel chamber, it could shoot 380. I can only imagine. I'm shooting 9mm out of this. It's like shooting a BB gun. It's very, very light because of just the sheer heft of this. It's not heavy, but it's not light either. It is a full size frame. Decocking lever. Very smooth, very smooth. And I'll show you a quick takedown. There we go. Here's the frame. Like I said, the upgrade that I did on this was the grips mostly.